Hey Wolfpack fans, Marcy Bullock with part one of a two-part video on branding during COVID-19 pandemic. So if you think about a brand, there are many that you've heard of before on this slide. And right away when you see the logo, you think about that brand. So let's think about your brand. Right now, more than ever, it's important to use technology to make sure that employers know who you are for internships, co-ops, and full-time employment. You're trying to make your name and your reputation and your career a brand. And you're just going to be starting your career. So this is all new for you. You get to package yourself the way you would like to and think about what makes you stand out and exceptional and what adds unique promise and value. So we're going to ask a lot of these questions in part one, and then in part two, give you some practical tips. So feel free to pause anytime during this video and jot some notes down answering the questions that I've posed. So first of all, you are separate from anywhere that you work, even NC State University, wherever you attend. But you have to be very intentional about helping people understand what you bring to the table. And that does mean bragging about yourself. Sometimes that can be a taboo subject. You want to be humble. You don't want to toot your own horn, as they say. But as you are transitioning into the job market, it's very important for you to think about this question. What do you want to be famous for? You are the CEO of your life, and you have to be intentional about building your board of directors. Everyone around this boardroom table is going to support you and help you reach your future goal. And you get to be very picky about selecting the people that sit around the seat of your career boardroom. You want to have all of these seats filled, and that means being very intentional about developing relationships with people who can be your cheerleader and encourage you when great things happen, people who can confront you. That's one of the C's on here. Maybe when you're going down the wrong path, and people that can challenge you to raise the bar. Every one of the people in these seats can help you get to your future goal. So first of all, ask yourself this question. What is it that makes my product or service different from other people? Well, first you have to know what makes you stand out. What do you provide to an organization? When they're trying to fill a job, they have an opening. They're trying to generate revenue at their organization. How can you help them solve your problems? And put that, or solve their problems, and put that in about 15 words. And that can be the headline on your LinkedIn. If you're struggling with this, get the statement crafted exactly right so you can sing it like your theme song. Then you need to go and sweep up the digital dirt. There may be some things from your MySpace in middle school where someone would find it if they did a Google search on you. So go ahead and search your name in quotes. Are you happy with the results? If not, vacuum under that rug, convince people to take things down about you. Next, think about these burning questions, because before you develop your personal brand, you have to know what you're really passionate about. Curiosity is another way to word this. What, when you're walking in nature, are you curious about? Think about what's important to you in your values, what motivates you, and the contribution you want to make to the world, because you leave one footprint on this planet and no one else can leave it except for you. Think about your goals and write them down. Think about the reputation you have when you are Googled and someone comes up with, let's say, your LinkedIn profile. What do they think about you? Do they see your strengths in flashing lights? Do they see what differentiates you from other people? What personality characteristics make people interested in you? And what is your greatest accomplishment? Just answer that right now out loud. My greatest accomplishment is. Next, you have to think about your connection. Who do you know that can help you to reach your future goals? Who needs to know me? Maybe there are people you haven't met yet, and you want to watch one of the other YouTube videos about networking and about informational interviews. How can you add value to all the people in your network by being generous? And how can you connect to people in your network that will be mutual? So they get something from talking to you, you get something from talking to them. Everyone's stuck home during the pandemic, during quarantine. The longer we go into this period of, now we're going on 8 months, we find people want to give back. They can hop on a Zoom conversation with you and answer questions. And when they think about their college experience and going through it during a pandemic, I'm sure they all are happy it didn't happen to them and they want to help you. So try to nurture that network regularly by sending an email, congratulating someone, letting them know that you are thinking about them and that you're not just reaching out when you need something. What about you makes you stand out from the pack? This is what we call differentiating you. What is your special hook? Why do I pick you? That's the bottom line question. They will pay a premium to get you if they know what you offer and that it is unique. We know that happens with different companies. Look at yourself and your peers and think about what you aspire to do. And as you market this brand that you'll have in the professional world, you want to think about getting out there, maybe doing some work on your own, freelancing with the services you provide, maybe volunteering, doing some community service, anything you can do to help out. Some of this may have to be digital until we're all communing again. Give people a chance to see you shine. Maybe there's an online conference that you can present at, or there's a workshop, and people will see you as the expert. Apply, put a proposal in. There's professional organizations, and the more you can get your name out there and the more visible you can get, the more people will see you. Don't forget everything factors in. So even that old fashioned voicemail, which probably you're thinking is so 2004, people will call and leave you a message. They will leave you a phone greeting and they want to hear what your phone greeting is. They want to look at your signature on your email and see that that is professional. Also think about what you wear. A lot of our professional attire has been redefined during COVID, but you do not want to look sloppy when you are being seen as marketing yourself. Think about maybe putting together a way that you can have a calling card or business card when we pass out cards again, and the actions that you have when we're back in groups again. There's a lot of things before we go back into groups again that you can do online with technology. I know you're already taking your classes online. Well, let's think about it from the standpoint of maybe starting a blog or getting involved in putting up some YouTube videos that are professional in nature, having a Twitter site that you update that shows your personal brand, commenting on things that relate to your career goals. Keep it positive so that when people search for you, they see what you have to offer. And our last slide in part one is going to be about search engine optimization. When someone is looking for you, you want them to be able to find you. If someone has your same name, or you don't want them to see someone else that is not you with your same name. So create a well-designed blog that's easy to navigate. That could be even on your LinkedIn. That's the most likely thing people will see when they Google you. Regularly post your updates on your content on the LinkedIn site or website using the industry keywords that are very relevant to your goal. And link your LinkedIn or website everywhere you can. You can even submit that URL to Google so that someone can find you whenever they're searching for you easily. So that's part one. Make sure to watch part two with more how-tos.